and welcome Mr. Mustafa Erdogan from Turkey. I would like to ask you, please introduce yourself, what you are doing in Turkey in the youth field, and what is your profession and your experience?
Sure. First of all, thank you for the invitation. My name is Mustafa. I'm from Istanbul. I'm a civil society professional. I'm the head of an NGO named Experiential Training Centre. So as you can understand from the name, my main focus is experiential learning. I'm a youth worker quite a long time and working as a trainer for Turkish National Agency. I'm in the pool since 2006. But I'm also dealing with adult education, also for some other education. But I have to say, whatever I'm doing in other sectors, I learned from the youth sector. So I can say we are putting the experiential learning and non-formal education in the middle, and we are trying to produce solutions for social problems.
Can you explain what you mean by experimental education?
Okay.
Sounds very exciting.
Yes, experiential learning actually is a learning theory, which is at the heart of youth works, European youth works as well. It's a learning theory developed by predominant scholars of the 21st century, like John Dewey, Jean Piaget, Kurt Lewin, many others, which I cannot name right now. But then David Kolb, he's a scientist, he's from US, he formalized this learning cycle, let's say, so which is putting the experience in the center for all learning and development processes, and looking at learning not only grasping any knowledge, but also a holistic view, which is related with action in the life. So actually, this learning methodology is behind all our non-formal education practice in European youth works today.
Okay, learning by doing, right?
Actually, yes, but also we always saying experiential learning is not only learning by doing, it's learning by feeling, learning by reflecting, learning by thinking, and learning by doing. So that's why this is a holistic view covering all dimensions of learning.
I get it. Thank you. You're attending the European Youth Work Convention these days. And we have delegations and participants from many countries. Which successes, which strengths in youth work could your country share to enrich the debate in Europe?
Well, I believe your strongest muscles are the muscles that you challenge. So if we think about what we can transfer from Turkey to the debate, maybe we can have a look at to the challenges in Turkey. Of course, we have many, but I would like to point one specific one, which is refugee issue and social cohesion issue, which, to be honest, I see a less emphasis in the agenda. But I think we should mainstream this issue more in European youth work agenda. Because since the crisis started in Syria in 2011 until now, the main problem was humanitarian aid, because there were basic needs of the people, and many international organizations have been responding this. But today, we are not discussing humanitarian aid anymore that much. More we are discussing social cohesion, employability, so all other aspects. So that's why I believe today it's time for youth work field to get on the stage again in this refugee context. So both in my country, also we should discuss more youth work and refugee context, but also in Europe, I believe we should mainstream this debate more.
Well, coming to the challenges, what three main challenges for youth work in your country can you tell us about?
Yes, hard to pick three, but for sure the first one is which
only
I just
one.
mentioned. Yeah, the social cohesion, especially in the refugee context, is a quite big challenge. But the second one is about economy. There is a decreasing amount of job places. So that's why, which brings the youth unemployment. That's why this is also a big challenge in front of youth work. So we should work on more like upskilling pathways, entrepreneurship. So youth work should focus also to employment more. And maybe the third challenge is related with this digital world, the social media, because I feel the discussion, especially in my country, stuck between the freedom and the security. But people less focusing to the digital media literacy issue, so which is also a topic for youth works. So I can mention these three challenges recently.
And where do you see the greatest need for further development of youth work in Turkey?
Yeah, well, referencing these challenges, definitely the quality of youth work is the first need for further development, because we should support youth workers, youth work organizations according to these up-to-date needs. But for this, there is a bigger need, is the recognition. So unfortunately, in Turkey, youth work or youth workers are not officially recognized yet. I mean, there are several initiatives, yet no concrete results. But we should focus more first the recognition in the political level, and then create more support measures for youth workers and youth work organizations.
And are there more professionals in youth work in Turkey, or volunteers?
Actually, there are both, but I have to say both are not recognized. So, I mean, in practice, they are there. So this doesn't mean they don't exist. I mean, we exist. I hope so. But because of the lack of recognition, I mean, there are a lot of barriers in front of development, cooperation, like civil-public dialogue. So this reflects many other areas of improvement. That's why if we can manage this recognition issue, then I believe it will be stronger to manage other areas.
And can Europe play a role in this game? Can you get support, or do you need support from Europe or in Europe for your work?
Definitely. Well, what I think, to be honest, I should rephrase, like, not the support from Europe, but let's say we are Europe and all the support to each other.
The European level.
Yes, in the European level. Yeah, well, there are these grant programs, of course. I mean, Erasmus Plus, all these youth programs before, all this legacy is still great supports, and they are in place. But I think there are some other support measures. For example, as you know, there are IPA programs since we are a candidate country. There is this IPA, is Instrument for Pre-Accession Countries, or there are many funds and supports from different embassies of European countries. So I think somehow we should start a dialogue with all these funding mechanisms to take their attention to this European youth work agenda. So by this way, I think we can also increase the support measures at national level to these youth works.
And do you expect a benefit through this youth work agenda?
Definitely. I mean, because this is a European level, like political level, European level, and it's a policy level agenda. So it's not only in civil society level, so it's covering academy, politics, and also civil society. Yes, I mean, I believe it's a very big opportunity. I mean, in the next 5 years, we have to use the European Youth Work Agenda more in national level. That's why I see also this national delegations as a great also opportunity, because thanks to this agenda and this convention, now we have national delegations, which we didn't have before. And I hope these delegations will not like separate after tomorrow, but will continue communicating, but also communicating with other national delegations, because I think European Youth Agenda is going to start after the convention ends.
We are expecting a so-called Bonn process. It's supposed to go on. So what are your expectations toward this implementation process?
Actually, I have a strong expectation, but also belief. I mean, not only expectation, thanks. I have a belief as well beside this expectation, because I have a good news. Soon, the National Youth Council is going to be established in Turkey. This is a fresh news. And by the Ministry of Youth and Sport. So, of course, we had different initiatives so far, but finally, our state is initiating to establish a comprehensive youth council, National Youth Council. And I think the timing is very good. We say synchronicity. So strategically, what we should do, we should tie this BOM process very strongly with our national processes. So by this way, I believe we will take like further and bigger steps.
May I ask, from a very German point of view, is this will this be a very diverse council, a diversity of youth organizations?
Well, we don't have many information yet, because now in the state level, it's like being cooked, let's say. But I believe this European Youth Agenda, the BOM process, and this national delegation established here will be a chance also to participate in that process more actively.
Wonderful. We stay positive.
Yeah.
I learned from you. And wish you success, and have nice days at the convention. And thank you very much for your time and your break.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.